everybody, welcome back to Covers and Commentary, and welcome back to another episode of Drummer Reacts. And this time around, we're finally getting back to auto stuff. This is one that somebody's recommended a couple times now by an artist named John Yakitori, featuring Otto, and it's a song called Shikabanese? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, I'm sorry. But yeah, we're going to give it a listen. It's been a minute since we've listened to Otto, so let's just dive right in and have a good listen. Okay. I like that. Ooh, I like those drums. I want to listen to that opening again because that whole opening had like, they had like her voice as a sample. They had a bunch of samples going on. Like you had a phone sound, it sounded like, a couple other things too. Like that radio static, or a vinyl scratch actually. Yeah. And like chiptunes, like 8-bit sound. That's kind of neat. I love that drum. Definitely on the lower end of her range. Kind of. I like this. It's definitely a lower pace, which isn't bad. It's definitely a more relaxed track. I want to hear that whole little middle section. Excuse me, that whole middle section again. Oh, come on, play. There we go. Yeah. So she goes up into her falsetto there for like, it's a lower tone for her though. I mean, like we know how low she can go vocals wise just because we've heard it before, but it's funny that this whole song kind of sits in that range, but yet like she still has points where she goes up into her falsetto. That's awesome. Yeah. Huh. And that like falsetto crack, which is great. It's not bad. Not what I was expecting. Yes. Okay, back to that start. A bit of vocal fry. I love it. That like growl. Yeah. Some dark lyrics. Oh, I missed that. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting use of a sample. What was that sample? It was like violin, but it almost sounds like it's played backwards. Of course, then it pitches down, but that whole thing sounded like it was played in reverse. Sorry, I'm going to play that one more time because it's just weird sounding. It has almost like that soft in, like, you know, when you play something, you have that hard hit of like, bah, at the start, and then it fades. When you play it in reverse, you get that like, and that's how it sounds like reversed. That's almost what it sounds like. It's really hard to tell. I'd be curious to see how they did that. Especially since it pitched down. I love that lower pitch too. Okay, we're picking up. Those samples are going hard. I love that. And it was like, I was like going for the rest of the like sound, and I completely didn't count the time. I don't know if that was. I mean, it would have had to have been in time. Yep. So it just sits silent for a whole bar. That's cool. That use of vocal fry to emphasize is so great. I love that. Like every time it goes to the next bar, you get that like that very like gravelly. I love that. Oh, yeah, there we go. I love this. This is really good. It's been a minute since I've listened to her music, so it's nice to come back. Okay. This is also much lower in tone than I'm used to. So they're using the bass, so that's interesting. Hold on. Yeah, so they're using that static buzz as part of the like kind of sound, but then for the bass, that like which you're expecting that like sound from like a kick drum. They still have the snare sound, but the I don't know if the bass drum is hitting with it or if it's just a really hard like from the bass, but you get the bass drum emphasizing it more with a note to it, which makes it fit the rest of the song pretty well. Like it keeps it in key with everything else, which is kind of neat. Yeah, so the bass guitar is almost like not hitting a note for that. It's like boom. For the first one is like a muffled like boom sound. It still has a note, but it's like palm muted or something, and then you get boom, boom with a sustained note. Yeah. And then actually playing like a note or a riff, which is interesting. Yeah, the build, what are we gonna get? Whoa! Wow! Sorry. Key change, yes, that's really cool, but I want to hear that whole harmonized just shout again. And they only did a 2 count on that one too. The first break they had was a 4 count, so they basically waited a whole bar for 1, 2, 3, 4, da-na, and they went right in. This one was 1, 2, bam, went right into it. So that's kind of neat. One more time. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, wow. And then right back down into like the... Man, her range is insane. And this whole acapella part is awesome too. And then this is the key change, which indicates final chorus, which is always cool. Huh. Wow. So aside from that middle, or not middle, but aside from that almost like bridge point towards the end of the song, that really didn't use a lot of her range interestingly enough. Like it used the lower part of her range right up until that last like multiple vocal layer harmonizing towards the end. That was really interesting. I like the style of song. There were a couple interesting things in there that I like I pointed out with the bass kind of playing along with the bass drum, or potentially being used in place of the bass drum, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, super interesting. That was a really interesting song for Otto, and of course the song itself is by John Yakitori. But yeah, Otto's vocals in this seemed very subdued in a lot of ways, though. Like the use of vocal fry for transitions or emphasis throughout the choruses was pretty neat. Definitely a good song. We got one more Otto song hopefully on the list. We'll see if it comes out this week, if I don't have any copyright issues, but that's usually the fight that I always deal with anyway with a lot of these songs. But this is a really good song. I appreciate the recommendation, so I'm excited to go listen to some more, because like I said, it's been a minute since I've listened to some of her stuff, so I'm diving back in. So either way, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more like it, definitely make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more like it. And I've got a couple other things. I got a top 10 I'm slowly working on. I have so many other things I'm doing as well, but hopefully that'll come out soon. So that should be exciting. I'm going to slowly start kind of sprinkling some of those in as well. But yeah, aside from that, thank you again so much for watching. Thanks for being here, and have a good one.